counteroffensive. Approach and attack the Darkfall's main body.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
What would you like to do? Feel free to stop by anytime.
Which quest are you up for? Good luck!
What's up, man? 4 more levels to go. 4 more.
Welcome.
Need more keys. I wish I could cash to buy a key right now and just be done with it. I really only need like 1 more. But I've exhausted all the keys I've got.
Thank you very
Let's
much.
see if anyone's running limited quest.
What's up?
What would you like to do? Feel free to stop by anytime.
How are you today, man? I had a really rough night last night. Very mentally exhausted. Just taking it easy today.
What would you like to do? What would you like to do? Feel free to stop by anytime.
Forgot to get the passives. Let's see, what should I get now?
Feel free to stop by anytime.
Yes, I did, but I couldn't announce it until today. It was under an NDA, but they gave me clearance to stream today. It comes out tomorrow, so I've been keeping this under wraps for a while. That's the nature of NDAs. You can't say anything. You can't just up and say when you get something. No, I had to keep quiet. But yes, I will be playing that after this. Just wanted to try to get to 75 today. Yeah, I've had access for like 2 weeks. That's one reason why I haven't been streaming as much. So I was not allowed to talk about it or upload anything. Pretty strict embargo, NDA for an indie game. Normally they don't care. It's usually just like you can't post a review or something like that. But this time it's like you can't do anything. You can't even casually mention that you're playing it. I'll be playing the full release tomorrow.
Incoming alert.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Objective complete.
Completed!
Am I gonna stream the direct tomorrow? Yeah, I probably will.
Incoming alert.
I tend to like directs because I don't expect every AAA game ever made to be announced, and I like smaller games.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
I'm not the average person that watches those directs and expects like
Objective complete.
They expect Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 to be announced. Come out the same day.
Completed.
Give me like an indie game or something that's cool. I'm happy with that. I don't need the biggest fidelity AAA game. Problem with directs is people they set really unrealistic expectations and they get pissed off. Which is weird because they've already said that the direct is going to be basically things coming out in the first half of the year. We're already almost 3 months into the year.
Emergency. Code.
Obviously, it's not going to be a bunch of massive AAA stuff. Probably like
Excellent job.
Smash Brothers DLC. Maybe some more like high-profile indie games being announced.
Completed.
Probably 1 or 2 being shadow drops. That's about as much as you can realistically expect. They're not going to drop something massive like Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 by June. That would be a holiday game. With more units. Same thing with like that.
Ears open.
Whatever the year's Pokemon game is going to be. Far more likely to get announced. I don't really care about either of those things. I'm interested in some cool indie-ish stuff. And there's New Game Plus Expo in 2 weeks as well. I'm excited for that too. High chance of there being some Muso news. Also, Inti Creates is going to be there, so Gunvolt 3
Emergency. Ears
could get a
open.
release date. It might even be shadow drops, because last year, Curse of the Moon 2 wasn't quite shadow drop, but it came out like
Change over. Code.
like a week later or something. And I've been really waiting for Gunvolt 3. It looks like the first non-spin-off Gunvolt game I really enjoy. They haven't said anything about it in like 6 months.
Completed.
Inti Creates as a company tends to not really announce things before it's out within a year. So I've got my hopes that that's going to be dropping soon. Blaster Master 02 was a shadow drop. The games have pretty modest budgets and realistic development times. New Game Plus Expo is probably going to be, what's it called? Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires news, which I don't particularly care about. Never really cared for the Empires games, personally. Props to the people that do. Doesn't particularly interest me. If they declone some characters, maybe I'd probably get a key for it or something. That's about as far as I'd go. Anything else is whatever. Actually, I'd be excited if they announced a Switch Pro coming. Definitely want them to do that. As much as I love my Switch, man, it's really starting to show its age. I find it crazy they didn't even want to put 4 gigs of RAM into it. Capcom had to go up. Like, hey, we're not going to put Monster Hunter and Resident Evil on this. If you don't add more RAM. And that was like their official breaking point. Imagine how many less games the Switch would have if it only had like 2 gigs of RAM. Not even sure a lot of the first-party games would run I'm sure one is coming. They're probably just gonna wait
PSE burst.
to announce it until
Emergency code Joker.
the demand on computer parts goes down. It's pretty obvious one is coming. One has to be coming. It's just I feel like they're intentionally trying to avoid a
Amazing!
PS5 scenario where actual humans can't get it.
Completed.
Incoming alert.
Emergency code G.
A truly remarkable outcome.
First finish completed.
Give me a key. Hey, I got a key. Ask and you shall receive. Oh yeah, that should get me to 72. Good, good. Try to get to 75 today. If not tomorrow, they're giving out 2 golds, so that should do it. This will get me to 72 pretty easily. Got to 80 last night.
Incoming alert.
Emergency code G.
Objective complete.
Okay, I think that's all I need to do, actually. That should be it.
I've been expecting you. Drop by anytime.
There we go. Another key. That should be a very minimal amount of grinding left. Because that's going to get me to 73. don't think there's any more keys I can grab. See if I got one from a title or something.
Welcome. Thank you very
there.
much.
What have they got in the Star Gem shop? See if there's like a key in here or something. Key I could just grab really quick.
I recommend, well, just about everything.
Which quest would you like? I wish you the best of luck. I need 1.5 more levels. I'm so close. So close to being able to get to the next tier of difficulty. Just gotta hope there's some people doing this. If not, I'll have to wait until tonight. I don't know if you can get any keys from here. It'd be nice if you could. I really only need one more key. I went through like, I think like 4, 5 keys. I got a good spawn rate at least. Playing Hunter, so I can't use any weapons. I've never liked playing Hunter in this game. They're not really fun to play. I've gotten better over time, sure, but I don't really prefer it. It's like Fighter, or like Braver, Gunner, Eat All Hero, and Buster.
Those are the classes I really like.
It is what
The rest I don't really care for.
Fail.
Emergency!
Emergency. Code due.
Emergency!
Change over. Code due.
Congratulations on completing the objective.
Someone else just hit 75. Congrats.
Incoming alert.
Emergency. Code due.
Objective complete.
Completed.
Emergency!
Emergency. Code due. Completed. Emergency. Code rescue.
Oh, they all left. The spawn rate's gonna get way worse. This sucks. I'm so close. There's no one doing this. This is one of the worst daily level up quests. Because there's very few bosses. A lot of them are just looks.
Completed.
If I could get a couple bosses to spawn.
Emergency!
Emergency. Code due.
Emergency!
Change over. Code due.
Yeah, nice one! You did it!
Completed.
There we go. One more. Need another 2 million experience. Go ahead and clear this instance so I don't get the same one.
Incoming alert.
Emergency. Code attack.
Objective complete.
Completed.
Yeah, I'd be able to... Apparently a lot more transfers over to, New Genesis than we initially thought, so... Yeah, I can pretty much just use that old, Japanese account. I don't know exactly what transfers over, but it's way more than they were suggesting. So yeah, I could just log back on there and pretty much just mess around on New Genesis. It'd be nice to have that.
Emergency. Code due.
Yeah.
Emergency!
Change over. Code due.
Wow! That was amazing!
Completed.
Emergency!
Emergency. Code due.
Yeah, nice one! You did it!
This is gonna go real slow. This is why this is the worst daily
Completed.
level up quest. It's not the mob density is the problem, it's the fact that there's very few bosses. Bosses give exponentially more experience.
Emergency. Here's over.
Best limited quests are the ones that have predetermined bosses that aren't random. That effectively means you're going to be getting the same amount of large experience every time. Not like this, where it can greatly vary. A lot of times I just don't even bother doing this quest. I just like don't play much. If I'm trying to level, that is. I remember I never did this one much on Japan. I'm so close to being done, I might as well. I need like 1.7 million. Also, the map spawn too. You get a large map like this one. That's a lot more places for things to not spawn. Waste time, especially if you're on a ticket. Yeah, I don't really care about the tickets. I can get more of those. Come on, spawn bosses.
Excellent job.
Completed.
Congratulations on completing the objective.
Attack!
Objective complete.
I think a lot of people skip out on this one. The best thing that can happen here is you get a PSE burst. But that's random res. The ones with the bosses not only drop decent stuff, it's also a guaranteed pretty much flat amount of high experience. Versus this, where you can get more technically, but you spend a lot of time waiting for things to spawn. This has always been like the worst one though. It's the entire game's lifespan. Mostly because the maps are so big. If you get lucky and you get like a really good like one-way map, this can be relatively ideal. Might just go buy a million experience ticket. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna clear this one, help these people out, and I think I can get some experience tickets. That would be the easiest way. So once you get past 75, you get a lot less experience. You don't get less experience, but it requires way more to level up. 75 is like when you get the class bonus. They kind of want you to move on past that point, unless you've got a lot of gear or you really like that class. This shouldn't take too long to clear, it'll help. Probably only going to need like 3 tickets. It's not spawning any bosses. This is a pretty bad run. Lots of infecteds, no bosses. Oops. Never mind.
Incoming alert.
There's Zeshi.
Emergency! Code! Due!
A truly remarkable outcome.
Good, he dropped a lot of PAs.
Completed!
Guard the area.
The main reason I stopped playing on JP was it seemed like all the weebs left Ship 2. And a lot of the native Japanese players stopped playing on Ship 2 because of all the toxic weebs. Which I totally understand. I have symbol arts turned off in this game for a reason. Because they would post like softcore hentai. You're not gonna get banned on here because of them. So like all that was left was the more mature people who didn't, who didn't migrate over to this version. It felt like less and less people were playing. I'd log on and the ship would be like barren wasteland. And what also made it worse was the fact that playing in the respective time zone was really hard.
A lot of the best EQs and stuff would be at like 4 a.m. my time. It's a nightmare. Now the EQs are at like not ass o'clock for me, which is really nice. Not having to deal with that anymore.
Thank you very much.
Fancy seeing you here!
Boom! Big 75. All done. Forgot I had some EXP tickets I could get.
Hello. Oh! Bye-bye.
What is it?
Good day to you.
Ship 2 used to be really bad on the Japanese server. Like, really bad. Yeah, that was like 8 years ago. Eventually it got to the point where a lot of those people moved on and they grew up.
Thank you very
I
much.
mean, almost a decade has passed at this point,
What
so...
do you need?
I don't think the population ever really recovered.
You'll have to excuse me.
What would you like to do?
Alright, there we go. Got everything unlocked. Let's see, do I want to do Etwall or Luster? Definitely more familiar with Etwall. I played this to cap. Luster I didn't play as much.
Feel
Now I
free
gotta
to
get
stop
the,
by anytime. Feel free to stop by
experience
anytime.
tickets.
Hello there.
Probably just gonna focus on Luster for now, as that's something I haven't played much. I played Etwall to death back when it came out. Yeah, I've got 3 of these, that should be like level 50. Pretty much skipped the beginning. Yeah, 47.
What's up?
What would you like to do?
I can get more of those experience tickets too. I'll probably work on Etwall next. Maybe I'm just gonna dump all the rest of those cubes and level that one up too.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
What's up?
Hello there.
I think I'll work on both, so... I'm gonna dump the rest of those cubes. There's way more where that came from.
Welcome.
I got a nice variety to play with.
Thank you very much.
How many more can I get? I can get 16 more.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I look forward to your next visit.
What would you like to do?
Past this point, 500,000 experience is not going to give much, so
Feel free to
let's
stop
level
by
up each
anytime.
wall a little bit. There.
What would you
Put
like
the rest
to
in
do?
the luster.
Feel free to stop by anytime. What would you like to do?
E12 is pretty easy to build for. Pretty simple to play as well. I remember having a lot of fun with it last year. Alright. Well, now I can play both classes. Definitely got here pretty quick. I haven't even been playing for a week. I've only been playing a couple days. They're
Feel
giving
free to
out,
stop by anytime.
how many gold keys? They're giving out a ton of gold keys. Although at this point I still need to get Hunter to 80. You see, I forget what you need for XH. Yeah, for this you only need 75, but for the other ones you need more.
Good
So,
luck.
probably still have to pump rainbows into Hunter. I don't think I have anything I can even wear right now. Well, I guess I'll grab a couple weapons I can use. I get paid again, I'll cash. I can't really cash right now. I got 20xx to 30xx to buy tomorrow. Save some cash for that. I don't want to cash on this right now. Let's search for like 11 star. Wait, what class am I right now? Oh, I'm Luster right now, that's why. Alright, let's get those first. It's gonna be a while until I can equip those event ones. Should be able to do like 11 star, I think. Yeah.
What would you like to do?
PC tomorrow on early access. It's not gonna be out on
Feel
console
free to
until it's
stop by
done,
anytime.
Hello there.
which is probably at least a year from now. I know you've got a pretty decent laptop, don't you? You should be able to play that game. I don't really see how you could. I mean, it's a pixel art, 2D pixel art game.
What would you like to do?
It's not gonna take much to run it.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
Okay, I got some crappy ones I can use. Let's see if I've got any in here. Alright, let's buy this class some stuff.
to me.
I don't care about Smash Brothers. I don't give a shit. Smash Brothers sucks. I hate the gameplay, and the netcode's even worse.
This is a
I
great
really don't care.
find.
The only reason I watch is for the stuff that's not Smash Brothers. I hate Smash Brothers gameplay.
Leave it to me.
It's not gonna get announced.
What do you require? Thank you very much. I look forward to your next visit.
Alright, that's it's good enough for now.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
I've been expecting you. Drop by anytime.
Which quest would you like?
It's not a real fighting game. It's a shit fighting game with bad netcode. The gameplay is just not fun. It's clunky and it hurts my hands, and I can't tell what the hell is going on. There's no combos. It's just not fun to me whatsoever. I've never really liked it. I've tried. I tried with Melee. I just didn't like that game at all. It's very boring for me to play. The only good thing about it is the single-player content. And the roster is great, obviously, the music. I just loathe the gameplay.
Something's
It's
coming.
not good.
Probably.
Even if it was, the netcode is so awful, I couldn't play it right now anyway. What's the point? Nintendo, of all people, can't be bothered to do rollback. They're not gonna update shit, and I don't care. I hate Smash Brothers. I'd rather play a real fighting game. Smash is not a real fighting game. I don't care. I hate the gameplay.
Emergency!
Emergency! Code! Q!
I don't care. I hate the gameplay. I hate having to play with the analog stick. I don't like the moves. It's too hard to control. It's just not fun. Smash Brothers is trash. Yeah, I tried that game. I didn't like it. Combat was just holding a button down. Would you go up there, please? Fuck this seed. Bad seed. I don't want this seed. I want another one. Give me another seed. Getting such bad level chunks. Bad level chunks, no speed. Give me something good. Just trash all around. Alright, well the speed will help, but I need mobility. It's one of those runs. It doesn't give me anything fun. It's all junk and really bad chunks. I can't go fast. Feels a little bit more like Zero. A little bit more like the Zero series. It's not like a massive difference. You guys will find out tomorrow. Still no mobility. No mobility items at all. I did get speed up, but I didn't get mobility. I definitely prefer the pixel art. I got tired of people coming in and when I was playing 20XX, like, I played that game like almost every day for years. People coming in and saying it looks like a Flash game, which they're not wrong, but I got tired of hearing it. It doesn't help that there's been so many other games that have that cheap skeletal animation art style since 20XX came out. Back then there weren't as many games doing it, but now it's like the vast majority of them. They all look really cheap and they're not like appealing to play from a visual standpoint, and that's a lot of what gets people to buy a game these days is graphics. No, plenty of games out there. 20XX is a prime example. The game did not look great. It looked very cheap. The cheap art style didn't really mesh well with how good the gameplay was. So they really did have to change it. If they want this to sell copies, especially since this is obviously costing way more to make, they can't just wiggle a model around and get animations that way. They have to commission a pixel artist to do it all. They need to sell more copies to break even. That's just the reality of it. I would have still played 30XX if it was just more of the same, but the skeletal animation, but the average person would not. There's so many more expectations with indie games now than back then. Which is fine. I do get turned off by it too when I see a decent looking game and it's got the skeletal animation. It's a hard sell. And I'm open-minded enough with games, and also I realize that a lot of the things I like to play, like fast-paced platformers and beat-em-ups and roguelikes and stuff, there aren't as many of those as like mainstream stuff, like first-person shooters and stuff, which I can't stand. I don't really have the freedom to be picky in the first place, but it definitely does make it easier to sell when it doesn't look like that. It looks like some effort was put into the graphics. Can't just make a good indie game anymore. It's gotta look good too. And that sucks, but that's the reality. Not everybody is as open-minded as people like I am. I'll play pretty much anything if it plays good. The graphics are very secondary to me. I'll always prefer pixel art over skeletal animation, but it won't prevent me from playing a game. I really liked Corridor of Time. That game had a very cheap mobile game look to it. But it had fun gameplay, so I didn't particularly care that much. That game still managed to look clean, and it had it where it mattered. The gameplay was really fun. Still one of the best like melee combat roguelikes on Steam. But it looks like some random asset flip off the Google Play Store. And like it or not, that does have an impact. It'd be nice if everybody could be open-minded, but it's fine for people to have standards too. It's not like I don't have standards. And a lot of games that people really like, I can't stand because they're either like shooters. I can't stand shooters. I don't like open world games. I don't like turn-based combat. And also, I've played a lot of the really good games in the genres that I do like, so I have very high standards just by nature. But if it's something new and something I do enjoy, I will pretty much always give it an honest chance. I don't have enough of a selection of games and the niche things I enjoy to really be picky. Yeah, I got endless amounts of people coming in and telling me that 20XX looked like a Flash game, and it's like I couldn't say no. It's not like those people were wrong. They are pretty much right on the money with how that game looked, but I'm sorry for those people to play it because of how it looked. It doesn't help that that kind of cheap animation has become really commonplace in the game industry. It says a lot that the new Ghosts and Goblins is using that kind of animation too, and that's the biggest complaint about it everywhere, all over the internet, is that it's using skeletal animation and it looks too cheap. The fact that it's the first like Ghosts and Goblins game in like over 15 years is is being glossed over because they made the odd decision, even though they're Capcom. They've got plenty of money to do pixel art, or at least a polygonal art style. They still went with skeletal animation for some reason. And that's all anybody's talking about too. It definitely does have an impact. I mean, if Capcom's not immune to that kind of harsh criticism, then a game like this made by a small team of people is going to get it even worse. The Ghosts and Goblins game doesn't look bad, but I don't understand why they brought it back after so long. The last one literally was like 15 years ago. I was on the PSP way back when, within like the first 3 years of launch. And it's like if you're gonna bring back a long dead IP that hasn't been in anything besides just some spin-offs like the Marvel games and stuff. Arthur still made it into Marvel Infinite, even though nobody played as him. You need to come back with something more cohesive looking than that. I can't understand that decision. I'm not big on Ghosts of Goblins. I've never really liked it much myself. I always thought the gameplay was slow and clunky even when I was a kid, but they want to make more of those games. I don't understand why they did that. It doesn't make any sense to me. It'd be like bringing back Mega Man X. And have it be like animation like that. Very misguided decision. It's not like it doesn't look clean, it's that it reminds people of cheap mobile asset flip games. And there's literal tens of thousands of those now. I think it's understandable that people are dismissive of that kind of art style. And I think it's totally warranted. It doesn't stop me from playing a game, it does deter me from playing it. But I've got more of an open mind than the usual gamer. Because I know that there's not a lot of games in the kinds of genres that I like. It's a much smaller amount of them than more mainstream stuff. No, I don't have the luxury to be picky. But plenty of other people do. The thing that will also help this game is that this game is the first game was still the best experience I've ever had in early access. I've played a lot of games since then that basically ran off with the money and ghosted, or they just dump it out of early access and it's still got a ton of problems because they're too focused on getting out of early access instead of keeping it in early access as long as it needed to be so that they have a smoother launch. I've played a lot of games like that, so the fact that these guys are making another game, you know, I can trust them with my time and money. Skull's a good example. Skull's a great game, don't get me wrong, but they should not have taken that game out of early access. They should not have added the second half of the game in one patch. Because it created a bunch of balancing issues and stuff because none of those things were tested. I don't know why they went with it. There's no logical reason for it, really. You gotta win people back when you've been gone that long. You know, if Call of Duty used, like, cheap Unity store assets for a year, would it really make that much of a difference? No. People are used to Call of Duty games having very wide variety of discrepancies in quality. You know, the next one would just be more of the same. They've already done that multiple times with Call of Duty at this point. But with Ghosts and Goblins, there's no, like, real guarantee that there will be another one in the first place. Oops. Call of Duty's kind of been through the same thing. They put the same game out every year, but like every time they try to change it, people hate it. So they just go back to doing the same thing again. But, you know, those games sell millions of copies, no matter who's making it or what the theme is. They've done World War II like 10 times already. Still sells. But with something like Ghosts and Goblins, you don't have that much luxury and goodwill. Especially since the people who are going to be playing that are all going to be my age or older. Super Ghouls and Ghosts was like 30 years ago. Like, if anybody's going to be dismissive of skeletal animation, it's going to be people in their late 20s, early 30s. Because they were around before that was ever a thing in the first place. I don't like shooters, but I thought the Call of Duties that had like the Unreal Tournament kind of powers and stuff looked way more interesting than just a generic dude with an AK-47 for the 10,000th time, but every time they try to change that stuff, people don't like it. I don't know much about Call of Duty consensus, though. I did live with a roommate who played a lot of Call of Duty, but that was before they started doing all that kind of more creative stuff with the formula. Back then, it was still just dude with gun for like several games. They weren't even trying to like really hide that it was just the same game every year. Damn. Not as broken as the Plasma Blender, but still pretty good. The thing that's different about Lucabi from Plasma Blender is that it It doesn't always do the rapid slashes. You need to use the boomerang. The boomerang changes to this. Your basic neutral Y or triangle button attack, whatever button or controller you're using, will change depending on which weapon you have. So you really need to spec into like style regen and power damage. It's got a little bit of lag on it too, so you can't really throw it out that much. Hold on a second. I hate this level. This is my least favorite level. It's too cramped, and you have to go so slow. You can't go fast. Which is the whole reason why I like this game. I don't want to go slow. It just kind of bores me. I'm not a fan of it. Too much waiting. Forced waiting. Instead of letting me go at my own pace. Least favorite level. I always save this one for last. It's just not fun to me. I hate this boss too. It's just not fun. Wish they brought back like Agni Sword or something. This level's just boring. Frustrating. I hate having to go slow. Die! Can't stand this level. Just die! Jeez. It's way too much health. This level's just too long and too slow. It's boring. Other levels let me go fast. This is always just standing around and waiting and taking damage because you can't go at your own pace. I wish they added something more open. Less waiting. So that's why I don't like other platformers, because it's all just waiting and the character's not fun to control. The character's still fun to control in this, it's just this level is not fun at all. Feels like it needs to be half the length. You spend a lot more time here because everything blocks your path. Drop health. Nothing drops health. Wish I could just choose to not play this level. I can't go fast in this stupid level, man. It's so boring. Everything just stops you from moving. That's what I hate about this game. I hate that tile set. I really don't like it. Everything else lets me go at my own pace, and it's really satisfying. And then I get there and I stop having fun because it's all about just standing around and waiting.
I get impatient and bored. I want to go at my own pace, not just wait around. Feels like an auto scroller. I can't stand auto scrollers either. I like being able to go at my own speed and go fast, not just stand around and play the way the game wants me to. Well, I'm gonna take a break. Let's see, PSO2 I think goes on maintenance in like 3 hours, so I probably won't bother playing that anymore today. I need to get around to East 9. I've got stuff I need to mess around with on Switch too, so that'll be the agenda later tonight. I'm going to take a break. I am running on very little sleep. I had some stuff happen last night. I'm not feeling too well mentally. I really do need to take it easy today, so I'll come back later tonight.